What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
Man, oh man, we got another episode for everybody tonight, 128. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing great, man. A little sad March Madness is ending, but that means we're getting closer to all the other sports gearing up.
Yep. We got the Final Four coming this weekend. We got baseball starting. We got the Masters next week. Spring's about to come about up in the Northeast. So yeah, things are looking up.
Oh yeah, definitely looking forward to the change in weather. Hopefully, winter or anything doesn't try to kick his funky head out last moment and try to give us a snow day or something. But
yeah, that's you never know, obviously. But yeah, hopefully you're on the other side of it at this point.
Oh yeah, and then let's get right into it, man. I mean, not too much in the NFL, but I mean, we still got this Aaron Rodgers watch. We got your boy Lamar, man. He's requesting the trade. It seems like they're messing around, man. It seems like nobody wants to go out and get him, man, even with the trade.
Yeah, I've heard. I've actually listened to a few different people on this one, and it seems like all the major pundits think that he's going to end up back in Baltimore, and that's really the only option because of the money that he wants. And I would say they're not saying it, but I'm guessing they're thinking the collusion between the owners to not give him all that guaranteed money. Jim Irsay was the one that came out basically and was like, yeah, no, we're not going to guaranteed contracts. That's basically the one huge bargaining chip that the owners will hold over the players forever. But yeah, it seems a little bit fractured between ownership and Lamar. And I'd say the only real knock that ownership could or might have against Lamar is the injury thing, right? I mean, he's done everything else that you asked him to do. He's got an MVP under his. He basically, was able to take a potential failing franchise post Joe Flacco, or as the Joe Flacco years wound down, and turn them into kind of kept him going, kept him as a perennial contender. I mean, think about it. I mean, when they drafted him, John Harbaugh was kind of on the hot seat.
Yep.
Things weren't great there, and he, not single-handedly. They did some other things too, but he definitely helped them. I don't know. You can always kind of, in my mind, you can always fix things with some money, and John Harbaugh going. And I don't think it's the coach kind of tends to get off scot-free on these situations. So I think you can fix that. But what's the alternative? I mean, what's Baltimore trying to do? Like, even if they give him a 4 or 5 year fully guaranteed contract, and he does get hurt, which is probably their big fear. Like, either way, if you let him go now, you're gonna suck. So, like, what's the difference? If at least you'll have a good team with him on the team, and if he's hurt, he's hurt. But and it costs you some money. But I mean, I just don't see any other option for them.
Yeah, man, it's just kind of weird because the fact that he has some of the accolades he has, I don't understand why it's such a big deal for them to pay him. I mean, like you said, they don't really have many other options.
Yeah. One theory I heard today was that if you give them all that guaranteed money, when they guarantee a contract, they have to put the money in escrow, like up front. So if you guarantee $250 million, you basically got to pull $250 million out of your wallet and put it into the NFL escrow. And it was just one opinion that maybe they don't want to do that, or they don't have the money to put $250 million in right now on top of all the other contracts. But I don't know.
Well, the thing is with the money is it's like, I understand like it's $230 million, right? Obviously I don't have $230 million, right? But
right.
The NFL's getting ready to renegotiate their TV deal, and not to mention that, what is it? Amazon just bought into the NFL, and now they're getting like Friday. What is it? A Black Friday game now, and it's just like so much money like within the NFL that this $230 million doesn't seem like much. Like,
yeah.
And then not to mention, I know they interviewed what's his name? GM for the Falcons, they were asking him if they were going to make a move because they got one of the highest caps available to make the trade, and he was like, "Nah," because he was talking about they were in cap hell for a while and all this other stuff, but like they have the cap room to do it. And the fact that if you can get Lamar Jackson in a number 7 jersey for the Atlanta Falcons, that would be like that's like lights out. Like you're gonna get all your money back in jersey sales alone. So like that's the thing. I just don't understand. Like he hasn't had like many receivers to throw through.
Right.
He's still been one of the top quarterbacks in the AFC. Pretty much been in the playoffs pretty much his whole tenure in the NFL. Despite the last.
MVP.
Yeah, MVP, despite the last 2 seasons. I mean, it only leads to collusion, but at the end of the day, it's just like, is it? I don't. It just doesn't make sense, man. Like, if I'm an owner, like, why am I worried about a guaranteed contract? I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, like, but
because it's a bargaining chip for them. That's what they do. It's play. It kind of gets it. It keeps everybody on their toes, essentially, right? Like. Guarantee these long contracts like in the NBA, baseball, blah blah blah. People can get their contract, and then what's their incentive to keep other than their competitive desire, what's their incentive to keep performing, right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you can always
that's why that's why the NFL likes it.
But that's the thing. You can always cut a player, you can always trade a player, but at the end of the day, it's all. I mean, the money's always gonna come. Because from the TV deals alone, they're making freaking hand over fist. Then you got ticket sales, jersey sales, all that. They freaking charge like $10 for a freaking hot dog, right? So it's just
money.
Yeah. I mean, the money's always going to be there, but I think the bottom line is that you want to win the Super Bowl. Because if you're like the most winningest franchise, I mean, that brings so much more juice to the team that you can do things. You could do things and demand things that a lot of other teams can't. So. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this plays out. But it feels like it's gonna be a stalemate, man. I was gonna say your Jets should go after him too, man. That should beef up the Aaron Rodgers situation because
they're not going to. Joe Douglas already said they're not going to. It sounds like the Packers thing is almost completed. They're hanging up on some draft capital, but it sounds like the Packers have backed off. They wanted a first round pick, but the Jets just aren't going to do that, and now that I would say the Jets have all the leverage in the situation.
As they should, man, because this guy's on the hook for $60 million. You got to get him off the books.
Yeah. I think it gets done shortly.
Yep. Then we can stop debating. You can take a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And then stop looking at mock drafts like me, man. And then it wasn't really much else in the NFL. I mean, the mock drafts were coming out. Looks like your Panthers are pretty much stuck between Stroud or Richardson right now. I don't know if you got to see any of those quarterbacks. Out of those, which ones do you like?
I didn't see Stroud much. He seems like the odds-on favorite down here, but Richardson's super athletic, but doesn't seem like he could hit the broadside of a barn with a football. And then Bryce Young is, I like Bryce Young. I think he's just, I don't know, he's a little small, and those Alabama quarterbacks just haven't panned out, really, to be honest. You got Mac Jones. We'll see what happens. But the only other one I think in the NFL, and he's not even, I would say he got his skills over at Oklahoma, is Jalen Hurts. So
yeah, that's the thing. Alabama hasn't really delivered on quarterbacks outside of Jalen Hurts. The thing is, he's the bigger of the quarterbacks, so I mean that's why it worked out. Even Mac Jones is doing all right.
Yeah.
The thing is just that I think the Panthers are going to go with Anderson. Just for the potential, and I hope it pans out. I hope he's not a bust. Just because he's super athletic, I feel like they can fix the accuracy. If they tweak his his throwing motion and help him read plays better. So I'm definitely looking forward to. I mean, we see what they did with Josh Allen. So I mean, he's a faster, bigger Josh Allen. So I think that helps as far as him getting picked early, but. Between them and the Colts, it's going to be interesting to see which quarterback you guys go with, because whichever one picks the first one, that's where the second one is going to the Colts at 4.
Yeah, yep, I agree.
And then on to the NBA. It wasn't too much here either. Warriors finally win an away game. You over there screaming they're gonna get their mojo back. I don't know, man. I think it helps the fact that they did, just because of what happened with Draymond and some of the other players in our huddle. They kind of waking up, but I still think they're gonna need Wiggins back, and I mentioned before I like the Payton coming back, so that's gonna help him as well.
Yeah, they're still gonna need some at least to help defensively, I would say, with Wiggins and Peyton. But I just felt like last night they finally like were able to overcome a deficit, which they haven't really done all year. They looked like how they did last year in the playoffs a little bit more than they have for the majority of this year.
Yeah, man. But that's the thing. That's the thing. Like I said, man, despite them not being able to win those away games, the fact that they're 38-8 at home, if they could just figure out how to win half those away games, I mean, they're going to be right back in it.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be hard to count the defending champs out. I like the matchup that they're going to have either at the 3-6 matchup if they stay at the 6, or if they get either Memphis or Sacktown, the way it's looking.
Yeah, the 4-5 wouldn't be good for them though. That would be most likely the Suns. So if they do jump up, they may get the Suns, and I would say that's not a good matchup for them.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I like that one more because Chris Paul has not been able to beat Steph Curry in the playoffs. So, I mean, they got that on their side. But I would like that matchup more because of the drama. But either the Warriors versus Suns or the Warriors versus the Grizzlies. Just for the headlines, man. You got the Grizzlies calling this a little rivalry between the two, even though they haven't beaten them yet in the playoffs. And then the Kevin Durant on the Suns, him playing his old team when he won the championship. For the Warriors to knock them out, I think that says a lot.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, I think the Suns are the odds-on to come out of the West right now, like plus 225.
Damn, they're still favorites?
The Suns are, yeah.
And then, outside of that, we got this MVP race between Joel Embiid and the Joker. They played each other the other night, but your boy Embiid sat down. And of course, Sixers lost. Joker went off for a triple-double. I don't think Embiid gets it, man. I think the Joker still runs away with it, man.
Yeah, I think Embiid is actually still the favorite, but yeah, I'm kind of with you. I mean, you gotta. I just don't like. He talks about it like he really wants the MVP, right? Like, how do you sit out that game? You cannot sit out that game. Sit out tonight's game against Dallas. Like,
yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, that's the thing. He's trying to. They made it seem like he's trying to say like the MVP doesn't matter to him. But then
no, he's if you listen to interviews,
yeah,
it matters to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You can't sit out that game.
No.
You got to play that game. That would have been like the icing on the cake if he came out and had another 40 and 20 type of game or something like that and still won. But
exactly. And
then they're down now against Dallas. So I don't know. I mean, some of these players today, man, they don't have that. They're missing that it factor, which is that when somebody else who comes into town who's supposedly as good as you get up for that game and you go hard, regardless of how you feeling. So, supposedly trying to say he was trying to stay healthy for the playoffs and all this stuff, and the MVP doesn't really matter. But if the Joker does win again, you definitely going to hear from him talking about the type of season he had, and all the other players are going to be backing him. So,
oh yeah,
Giannis is doing pretty good too. He's right up there too, man. I'm not gonna lie.
He's there too. Yeah, he is. Yeah. It's another guy that hasn't really. I think he's missed a lot of games this year too.
Mm-hmm. But I think they've been sitting him on purpose with that little hand injury, so to say.
Yeah.
Because if he has an injury or not, he's still gonna play. So I mean, we see what he does. So, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how these last few games shake up, so we can get to these NBA playoffs, get to some of these matchups.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there was anything else unless you want to get into your Celtics.
No, Celtics are. I think they've pretty much locked up the 2 seed. Outside chance to get the 1 seed, but losing last night to the Wizards kind of killed that. They just gotta. I don't know. They're like it's one of these things where it's like I just want to get them. They just want to get to the playoffs. I think, but I think it's important play it pretty strong here the last few games and get in there.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the more so for the East, those second round matchups. I think that's when we're gonna get to see some of the real games and some of the real matchups that we wanted to see. So whether it be Boston playing Milwaukee or Philly, vice versa, depending on how things shake out. Then we got March Madness. We got the men's Final Four. We got FAU, the unlikely team in the Final Four, playing San Diego State. San Diego State kind of got there with that little foul on the last play, but he did have his hand on his hip, man, on the shooter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was definitely a foul. It's just one, it is what it is, right? It's similar to the Super Bowl call. It's a penalty, foul, whatever you want to call it, and whether or not it affects the shot, who knows? But got to call it, and it is what it is,
Yeah, man. But that's the thing, you hate when games come down to a free throw rather than an actual play. So, but I mean, FAU's been playing good, man. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat San Diego State. I mean, they're long. They play great defense. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if they can get there. I don't think a 9 seed has ever got there. But I do think that the highest it got there was like a 12. So, I don't think any
the highest that won it was an 8 seed. I think it was Villanova. 85.
Villanova. Yeah. So this would be the highest if they were to get in there and win. So, but I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. It's interesting to see, these Final Fours. There's not many teams that have a lot of one and dones. A lot of the mostly veteran teams and teams built through the portal. So this might be the trend going forward because this portal is crazy right now. I mean,
it's crazy again.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is like the crazy thing is that the fact that there's like let's say 1,200 kids that enter the portal at the end of the season, and like 30% of them are not going to be ever playing college basketball again, just because of the incoming freshmen, just the turnover. So I mean, there's going to be a lot of well, I don't want to say not playing college basketball ever again, but there's going to be you're going to see a lot of Division I kids end up going to like JUCOs and NAIA schools. So
yeah, I think the whole like the portal is just crazy now, and then add NIL money onto that, and it's a little bit of a wild west out there.
Yeah, I mean on the side we got Miami versus UConn. I think the kid that went to Miami is getting paid like $1 million in NIL money to go there. So I mean, hey, they paid off.
Yeah, it's a way you can rebuild your program too. I mean, like look at Miami. I mean, they Kansas State's another one. They were picked to finish pretty much dead last in the Big 12, and look at where they ended up. They had a good team. Like you said too, like with the NIL, guys are staying longer, so you're getting more tenured teams. So it helps in one sense, but the portal makes it can be a little crazy, I think.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think from year to year, it's never going to be like that one team. Like how like back in the day there were teams that were consistently in the mix or favored to win. I feel like every year is going to be pretty much a dice roll, depending on who transferred where in the portal and so forth. Makes it more similar to like the pros, where it's like free agency, then you got the draft. So definitely going to be fun to watch, though.
Yep.
Then on the women's side, I mean, the Final Four, we got LSU versus Virginia Tech. That should be a good game as well. We got Angel Reese at LSU. You transferred from Maryland last year, killing it. I mean, there's not much to say there. That game could go either way, but I'm definitely looking forward to watch. But the game I'm really interested in seeing is this Iowa versus South Carolina, where we got the 2 potential player of the years with Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston going at it. Even though they're not going to be guarding each other, it's going to be interesting to see, which team can oppose their will on the other. Because it's going to be interesting to see who can take down the Goliath, which is South Carolina.
Sure. Yeah, that should be a good game. Caitlin Clark, obviously, with the big game to get them into the Final Four, and obviously we know what South Carolina is all about, and Aaliyah Boston and that squad down there. So yeah, that should be a good one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The women's Final Four is looking a little bit more interesting than the men's, man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But just
no,
because,
the men's. I think the men's could be good. It's just it's not the big names you'd expect. I
so
mean,
yeah,
you got UConn there, obviously, but you got some newcomers: Miami, San Diego State, FAU. Obviously, all first timers into the Final Four. But I think there's some good basketball there. I mean, UConn's got, I think, far and away probably the best team. But I wouldn't count on any of those squads.
but that's the thing. Like the only thing is that the men's side really doesn't have that star power where it's like that
Yeah,
identifiable player going, in the Final Four that's trying to win it and so forth. But it's definitely gonna be fun to watch either way.
yeah, yeah.
And then it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so this week you got some crispy baked carnitas tacos.
Okay.
This was actually, it looked a little more overwhelming than it ended up being. So I actually did it in the crock pot. So I took some chicken and in the crock pot threw in orange juice, some fresh orange juice, so 2 oranges squeezed in there, 2 limes, some garlic, cumin, salt, pepper, chili powder, and oregano, and then fresh jalapeno diced up and thrown in there, and then got that all let that kind of cook for 8 hours, 7 hours or so. Shredded it up, mixed it all together, and then finished it off for about a half hour. And then what I did was then had some corn tortillas, just sprayed them with a little bit of cooking oil, baked them in the oven for just like 2 minutes to get one side crisp. And then when they came out, I put some cheese on the tortilla, then took the chicken, put that on, added a little bit more cheese, and then folded the taco over and pressed it down. And then I did that. I think it made like 8 or 10 tacos, and then threw them back in the oven, baked them for about 15 minutes to get them nice and crispy. And then while doing that, I made an avocado sauce. I'd say it was pretty much like a guacamole, but like a whipped version. So it had avocado, lime juice again. What else was in there? Not honey. Garlic, cilantro, a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and I think that was it. Yeah, that was all. And then when the tacos came out, just put some of that mixture on top of the taco, and you have a nice little crispy taco.
Oh, nice. That sounds like the what you call it? There's a name for those, like the
burrito tacos.
Yeah, those are the ones like you dip in the sauce, right? Yeah, that's what it sounds.
Similar to that, yeah.
That sounds good though, man. I ain't gonna lie. You got to start taking some pictures, man. Send me some of those pictures, man.
That I can do that.
And then what'd you guys drink that down with?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I had the so I don't know if you know Bojangles. I don't know if you saw it while you were down here, or you know about it.
Yeah,
basically, it's a fried chicken place, and they're kind of known for their sweet tea. So they just released a hard sweet tea.
Okay.
So I got a pack of those, and it definitely, I think if you like sweet tea normally, I think that it would probably be really good. But definitely had a very tea-like flavor, which was good, but still like way too much sugar for me. I think there was something like 25 grams in a 12-ounce can. So it's just way too much sugar for me, and usually leads to a headache the next day. This time it didn't, but I thought it was okay. I still like the half and half twisted teas better.
Okay.
I like them. I just like a little less sugar. Yeah. So I'd say it was decent. I probably wouldn't get it again. I'd probably stick to twisted tea or something else. But I did want to try it, and I'm happy I did. But I'd probably give it like a 6.1.
Oh man, I feel like those drinks should be most of them should be over a 7, just because the flavor, man.
Yeah, I just like, it's just way too much. You can taste it too. It's so sweet. It's like, it doesn't need to be this sweet. Like their sweet tea isn't that sweet, so it's like, but it is what it is, I guess.
Maybe it's that sweet because they got to hide the alcohol. Does it have it's not a higher percentage of alcohol, is it?
5%.
Yeah, maybe they got a lot of other stuff in there that they're trying to mask up. That's probably why.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a little disappointing, but it is what it is.
Dang, man. We gotta find a replacement because those drinks are good during the summer too, man.
Yeah, the twisted tea half and halves are the best. They're low sugar, they're tasty, they're refreshing, they're 5%, they're perfect.
Oh yeah, and that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then this week for the BRRs, in the search for some new shows, finished up Shadow and Bone, new season on Netflix, second season. The season was all right, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of one of those shows I just put on and playing in the background, kind of get the gist of it. Even though there's a lot of different stuff going on, just wasn't really feeling it too much this season, I guess. But it's based off a book, so if you read the book, I'm sure you're probably more into it than I was. But overall, it was probably about I want to say close to a 7 as far as the season. I felt like the first season was a lot better. This season kind of dragged for me, so something you could check out if you're in the fantasy type stuff. And then the fact they did like a red wedding type scene at the end of the second season, I felt that was kind of corny. But I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if that happened in the book or not. If it was close to what happened in the book, or if it's just something they kind of threw off to have the little cliffhanger they had at the end of the second season. But it's all right show. Then we got Ted Lasso coming back. The second episode's out. Another good show on Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
A nice little comedy. And then outside of that, still looking for new shows. I know there was I know Netflix has that other one, The Agent, something Agent. So that's the next on my queue list to check out. And then Amazon has another show where some girl's like a serial killer, but she's like a Beyonce fan kind of. So I'm gonna definitely check that out. But then the main thing right now is we got Love Is Blind is back. They only put out the first half. So we're gonna talk about this first half, man. Did you get caught up, or how many episodes were you in?
3 episodes. So I got 2 more to go.
All right, so I'm gonna try to remember.
I just saw they did the last 2, or I think the last 2, maybe not. The last 2 people just saw each other. So Kwame and I forget the girl's name now.
Courtney, I think, something like that.
Yeah, Kwame met his girl, and then the crazy Russian Irina and Zach met each other.
Oh man, it's about to get crazy, man.
Yeah.
Not gonna give everything away, but this is shaking out to get very spicy. You'll see it in the next 2 episodes as far as what happens when people come out and they're kind of feeling the original person they were talking to. But overall, man, I think this could possibly be one of the best seasons, if not the second best, depending on how this thing shakes out. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's going on.
They definitely seem a little. You can see the regret already coming in, like even before they got out of the pods.
Oh yeah,
second guessing all that stuff.
But these people never learn. It never worked. I don't think it ever worked out with anybody that picked their second choice. Like if somebody got turned down from the first and then they went to their second choice, it never worked out.
Well, just think about it in general. Are you ever that thrilled with your second choice?
But that's the thing. I think if you accept the fact that person doesn't want you in the first place, you should be able to move on to that next person.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. That's not not in anything, to be honest. You're always thinking about that. Well, what if it was that person, right?
Yeah, but you can't keep going after that person though. If that person.
Agreed. But when in a situation like this where everything's super condensed and you're going to see that person more and more, I think that you're that I can definitely see this lining up to not end well for a few people.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Even if I think I would just say, hey, if I wanted this person and they said no, I'm not gonna go out after anybody else. I'm gonna leave the show. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I feel like now you're forcing yourself to be in a relationship, which you shouldn't be in, because you're not healed from the situation you kind of had with that person. But I'm glad they did pick a second person, because it's going to give us a lot of stuff to watch for this second half once you get caught up.
Yeah, I mean, they just want to be on TV at that point, is my takeaway.
Yeah, I mean, some people more than others, so to say. So
the people that settle and go for their.
Oh yeah. Well, I think some people do try, but then I think, like you said, once they see that person again, reality hits them. And then
Yeah.
the crazy thing is that you're going to see how much looks actually impact some of these people's decisions compared to how they were talking to people in the pods compared to like now they're out in the real world. So this is a great experiment, not gonna lie. Hopefully they give us another season after this quickly and not like long. We don't have to wait a while. So, and then outside of that, it wasn't really much anything else, man. I don't think there's any other shows or anything.
Oh, I finished the Your Honor.
Oh, what'd you think of the finale?
I thought it was okay. I would say semi-predictable.
Mm-hmm.
But the big the big twist was the judge, going to his old friend there and telling him that they had no gas and there's no way there could have been a gas explosion in there because the gas had been turned off for a while, and that's why he was going out to get food.
Yeah, that was the clutchness in him. The thing that was crazy for me is I knew she was going to do it to the Baxter wife, how she set up the husband.
Yeah,
that was the ultimate scumbag move. But I mean,
with the dad.
Yeah, we seen that coming from a mile away though.
Oh yeah. She wanted to take him out a while ago.
But she's gonna mess herself up because the dad's in jail now. He's gonna start talking, and the husband's still alive. So
yeah. So you said that's it for the series? I feel like that they're setting it up for another season.
Yeah, when I looked it up, it says they were only doing 2 seasons. They said this is the last one, and it said series finale. So
maybe they'll do a spin-off.
With the Baxters or something.
Cranston, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that between the Baxters and. I'm trying to think who else could they add to it to give it more substance.
Sure. You'd have Big Mo and Little Mo.
Yeah, because the pretty much the daughter is gone. She ran away. The judge is in jail.
You could have obviously you'll have the police, and then you could have like Carmine and his squad trying to thug it up in New Orleans and get into some battles with Big Mo and maybe bring another a third party or something. I don't know. They could probably swing something. Then you're gonna have Jimmy getting out of the hospital and how that all is gonna play out.
Yeah, the only thing I can see them doing is introducing like the Wire type situation where now we're getting introduced to the cops that are trying to catch the Baxters and or somebody that goes in undercover to work for the Baxters, something like that. But it is Showtime, so it's gonna be interesting to see if they try to do a spinoff or anything like that.
I also thought that Thea knew that Adam was the one who was driving the car.
Yeah, that's the thing. I thought she thought that for a while. I thought she knew it for a while, but I guess maybe she was thinking about it, but never confirmed it. But I mean, either way, she was definitely up out of there. So.
Oh yeah, I don't blame her.
She gave up the baby, so he's no longer associated with the family, which is kind of the smart thing to break the. She's kind of breaking the chains, so to say.
Exactly. She doesn't want him to be associated with that crew.
Yep. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. Or they could do that. The son grows up years later. He gets reintroduced to the family. That could be another avenue they could try to spin. So.
Yeah. Yep.
But now we got to find some replacements, man. Got to find like 3 new replacements for these shows because we only got about another week of Love Is Blind. We got to find some more episodic shows that are airing right now, so we don't burn through them.
Right.
I know From is coming back next month, so hopefully you can catch up on that and get into the second season.
I never finished that. Started it, never finished it.
Yeah, because I think it was on Paramount or something you didn't have, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you definitely got to get up on that. That's like that gives the Lost-ish vibes, but with vampires and shit. So, and then I did watch Cocaine Bear. Can't believe I was watching it. I can't believe that movie's based on true events.
Loosely.
Yeah, loosely, right? it's like a what's the word for a comedy thriller? Like
A chiller.
a chiller or something like that. If I had to name it, comedic. Movie's pretty much comedic throughout because we have a bear on freaking cocaine killing people, and the bear's pretty much just searching for more cocaine because he's addicted. I couldn't believe I was watching it, but the thing was, it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't like bad though. It was like it's entertaining. But hopefully they don't give us any other cocaine souped up animals out there that are killing people as like a spinoff or anything like that. Just to try to bait some people in. But definitely something you could check out when you got some free time or looking for a laugh. And I was trying to put on Winnie the Pooh, the Blood and Honey one, where he's killing people, but I didn't get a chance to. And I wanted to watch the new Avatar, so I'll get a chance to check that out this weekend, hopefully. And then that's pretty much it, man.
That's all I got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Until next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.